Good afternoon, Ravi.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, guys. Today, I don't know the network issues there much. Okay, so my voice is breaking. Like everything is fine, friends. Just let me know that.
Fine, Ravi. Everything is
It's
fine.
fine, Ravi. It's
Everything is
fine.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually,
fine, fine.
actually today my Wi-Fi is not working. That's why I'm telling you. Yeah, it's thank you. Okay. Now it's okay. So if voice is breaking, let me know that, right? I'll change it because the signal came in the Wi-Fi also. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So yesterday we learned about that. What is that? Redis as a database, right? Come on. Redis as a DB. Today let's understand what is that. Today let's understand Redis as a cache, right? Cache. Come on, guys.
Yes. Cache
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah. So today we will
Yes,
understand. Today we will understand as a Redis as a cache manager, right? So shall we start that session now, friends? Come on. Hmm?
Yes.
Bean Fatima Muhammad, right? I think your first day today. Actually, last time I did not seen you. Somewhere I got the messages from you. I think Telegram, like somewhere I got the messages, right? Bean Fatima Muhammad. Or I think on the Facebook I got the request, friend request. I think so. Somewhere I got it. Something like a request, a messages. I'm not remember that. I'll check it. Please unmute yourself. Bean Fatima Muhammad. Feel free, madam. Madam, sir, I don't know. Okay, so no issues. Okay. So shall we continue the session now, friends? Come on, everybody, please respond.
Yes, please.
Who don't want to
Yes, sir.
who don't want unmute yourself, use the chat box. But I want everyone activeness here, right? If the people is showing the dumb, I will remove that. That's it. Okay, simple. I need it. At
Okay.
least the people give the response in the chat box, right? Who can able to give the response as a, by unmuting yourself? Those people can give, but everyone, I want what is that response. So because today's session is a
Yes.
very important, right? Very important in the real time concept. I'm going to explain it here. So now let's start it, right? Let's start our today discussion, friend, right? Redis as a cache, right? Today let's understand what is that Redis as a cache now. Okay. Okay, so Spring Boot Redis, right? Redis.
Yes.
So Redis as a cache. Today we will understand Redis as a cache now. So first, what is that? Let's understand what is the cache, friend. Okay, what is the cache memory, right? Come on.
Right.
Yeah. So just simple, friend. Okay, cache is nothing but one temporary memory. That's it. Okay, cache is nothing but what is that? Cache is nothing but temporary memory, right? Temporary memory. It is what is that used between what is that server application and a database application, right? So cache is what temporary.
It is a memory Memory of a query or something else.
Sorry, sorry, I'm not
The cache
clear.
memory means something query. Yeah. Means cache memory related to a query related or something.
Don't worry,
Maybe
don't
different
worry.
things also.
Just I started now. Every doubt will
Yes.
clear.
Yes.
If still after ending the session, if still doubt is there, then ask, right? So it
Okay.
is
Sure.
it is a what is that? Cache is what is that? Cache is what? Cache is a temporary memory, right? Cache is what is that? Cache is temporary memory.
Temporary memory.
Temporary memory, right? Memory. Temporary memory. It is used. It is used. What is that? Between. It is used between server. It is used between server and what is that? Application, right? Server and server is nothing but your application, right? Your application and database, right? Database. So first let's understand the things, guys. Okay, first let's understand the normal execution flow, right? Let's understand our application normal execution flow, right? Okay, so just what is that? Just assume that here what our database is there, right? Our database is there because database in the real-time database is what is that in the different server, and our application is running in what is that different server, right? Come on.
Right. Right.
Yes, yes. Okay, fine now. So here this is the, yeah, this is the client machine, right? This is the client machine. Client machine is nothing but our browser. I'm talking about that browser only.
Okay.
Client machine is nothing but what? Browser. Browser, right? Browser. Okay, fine now. Whenever our browser is making the request, it goes to what is that? Server, right? Server where our application is deployed. Just here, what is that? This is our application, right? Application, it's running inside that, what is that? Server now. Inside the server, okay? Server. So now simple, what we are doing now, we are making the request, right? Here we are making the request. Here we are making the request and here we are getting the response, right? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Here we are making the request and here what we are getting the response, right? Here we are getting the response. So here what is that? If need, right? If need, our application is hitting the database, right? After hitting the database, it's giving like fetching the data from the database and giving the data to our server, right? Server means what is that? This one is what? This one database server. Just assume that database server is running in the different machine. Database application, right? Database application. So between here one network call is there and here also one network is there, right? Come on.
Right. Both.
Network is there and here also one network call will be there, guys. Okay, one network means if we are making one request means what? It will call what is that? If the query is executing from the database means what is that? It's also making one request to what? Database, right? Come on.
The database. Right.
Yeah, so that is called what? One network. If how many times, right? How many times our application is interacting with the database, those many network call will be there or not? Come on.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Those many
Yes.
network
Both.
calls are there, right? Means just assume that like our
Right.
end user is making one request, right? One request, and this request is coming to server, and this server is making the request to what? Our database also. Means what is that? If one time just what is that? We are selecting the data. Just assume that just our card operation is normal card operation is there. Just we are thinking about that one employee is there. I want what is that? Employee number one record, right? Employee number here on the browser. On the browser, what we are doing now? 1 minute. Who's that? Manohar, right? Manohar.
Yeah.
Your side, I think noise is happening, right? Noise is happening. Don't disturb the session, right? Okay. So here, what is that? One network call will be there. Just assume that one employee, we want record number one, employee record number one. So here, what we will do it now? We will make the request to what is that? Our application, and our application will make the one request. Sorry, one network call will be there. What is that? From application to our database. And here, what will happen now? This data will what? This data will return that record, right? Record means here select operation means what is that? One network call is happening or not. And here what is that? After then our database is returning the record, and that record is converting in the here in the object format, and it's giving to our Java application, right? Come on. Right. So between what is that? Like server to database, one network call is happening or not? Come on. One network call. Yeah. So here just what is that? The same browser, right? Same browser making the request, same record with the same record. Just assume that after some time we need what is that? Again we need to fetch the record number one. So again one network call will happen or not, because once the database is returning the response, sorry, record, right? After then what is that? That data is gone, right? That data is gone after presenting that, right? After presenting to browser that data, right? It's gone from here also. Just data will be there in the database only, right? Database only, except that these things will gone in from the network also, as well as what is that server also. After saying that, then what will happen now? After some time, this end user again want to write, again want what is that? This response, right? Sorry, record number one. Then what will happen now? Again, this end user will make the request to what? Our server, right? Again, our server will interact with the database, and it will return what is that? It will return again it will return what is that? Same record, right? Same record. Then what is that? Again one more network call will happen with the same record or not, friends? Come on.
Same record.
Yeah. So
here,
yeah. So here what is that? One, if first time we are fetching that, means what is that? One network call will happen, right? One network call will happen. Just assume that with the same query, what is that? If we are making the 10 time, right? Then how many SQL query will execute? 10 SQL query will execute, right? Come on. And what is that? 10 network call will happen or not? 10 network call, right?
Yes.
10 network call will happen, right? 10 network call will happen, right? So means what is that? Just assume that one time it's taking 5 seconds, right? One time it's taking 5 seconds. Then what is that? One time if we are like selecting the data, right? Then how much means what is that? Whenever we are making first time, right? First time, what is that? Just assumption timing I'm giving. It's taking what is that? 5 seconds. 5 seconds, right? 5 seconds. Then what is that? If we are making the 10 time, then how much time will be there now, friends? How much time will be there now? 10. 50 seconds. Sorry? 50 seconds. 50 seconds, right? 50 seconds. Then what is that? So no, so this is the good approach or a bad approach, right? This is the because you by see if we give like this application to client, right, means what is that, how many network call will happen, his application performance will reduce or not, friends? Come on, because with the same query, if multiple time it's hitting the multiple time it's making the request to calling the database, then what is that, multiple networks calls will happen and the performance also will reduce or not? Come on. So
Yes,
no.
Ravi.
Yeah, so what we will do it now, in the just assume that 50 request, right, 50 request, multiple time 50 network calls is happening, 50 network calls is happening, right? So our developer responsibility is what? Just develop like that application. That application is what? That application make request only, what is that, 30 times. Just assume that 30 times, right? 30 times, right? 30 times if network call is happening, 30 time network calls is happening, then performance will increase or not? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Performance will have increased, right? So design our project like that. What is that? If the if same kind of request, if we are making that every time, right, every time, and whenever our application is hitting the database, then what is that? It's a reduced timing. If the record is same only, if record is same only, then what is that? Implement something like, what is that? Implement something which is reduce the number of hit to database, right? Reduce number of hits to database. So between, what is that, between application, then what we will do it now, then what? Okay, let's make this one as a more elaborating, right? Let's make, okay, so same things only, right? Same things only, again let's understand like this only, right? So copy this one. Okay, so let's one more time example. Okay, so just here, what is that? Our end user want to make the request, right? Slash, just assume that /emp and the record number 1, right? Record number 1, end user want, right? End user want. Then what is that? This request will come to what? Our database. And what is that? From our application, and our application will prepare the query, right? Prepare the query, because see, our Java application know that object, but what is that? Database know only SQL query only, right? Come on, please respond, everybody.
Right.
Yes, Ravi. Yes.
Yeah, so what will happen now? Our application will prepare what is that? Select which kind of query. Here, let's write it, right? Query. Our application will prepare one query. Which kind of SQL query will be? Select
Star from employee where employee ID equal 1.
select star from
EMP.
select star from emp where
EMP equal to
emp
EMP
id equal to
to
just what is that? 1, right?
1.
Come on.
Right.
So,
Right.
so just assume that just this end user want, what is that, to view this, what is that, detail of employee number 1. So one time, what is that? One time this one is making the request, right? This person is making the request, and what will happen now? It will hit the request will go to server and it will hit the database. Then what is that? This query will execute first time. Means what? From the database, this record will return, right? And here what is that? It will convert in the object format. Again, it will give to end user as a, what is that? Details, right? It will give these things as a details to what? End user, right? End user. After doing the work, right? After doing the work, again end user want, what is that? To view the same record. Then again what will happen? That end user will make the request, and this request will go to database, and what is that, again same query will perform, and what is that, again it will return, the same things to what is that, this application. Means what is that, multiple times network call is happening with the same query or not, friends? Come on, with the same query,
Yes,
what is that, multiple what is that, multiple network calls is happening or
Multiple
not?
time execute.
So then what we will do
Yes.
it now, what we will
Yes.
do it now, in every situation we cannot implement cache kind of things. If like these situations are there in our application, then what we will do it now, we will implement what is that, here cache concept between database to, sorry, server to database. What we will implement here, we will implement cache. Then what will happen now, if what is that, if end user is making the request, right? If end user, okay, let it be, let's copy again this one, and I'll explain the same things, because different time if I take same only, but let's take, copy this one again, what I'm doing now, paste it here. Okay, let's understand the same things here again. Okay, so here what is that, just assume that here our end user is making the request. Then what we will do it now, instead of hitting every time the same record, right, same record, then what we will do it now, we will implement here what, we will implement here, what is that, here we will implement cache. Here we will implement what is that, cache. That is nothing but what is
Cache.
that, temporary memory. That is nothing but what is that, temporary memory. Temporary memory, right? Temporary memory. In this situation, what will happen now, whenever we will make the request, right, end user, whenever end user will make the request, first time what will happen now, first time this query will execute, friends, right? First time this query will execute, and what will happen now, this one will hit the data, and here what will happen now, this one will return, and it will convert in the object, and the same data will store in the cache memory, right? Come on, the same data will store in the cache memory, and what will happen now, this record will return to whom, our server, and our server will returning the response as a the same things as a browser, right? Then again what will happen now, after doing the task, again end user want to make the request, right? Again end user want to make request, then what will happen now, it will go to server, right? Server, and then what will happen now, again it will check, first it will check in the cache memory. If the same data is there, then what will happen now, it will not hit the database, it will return the same data from the cache memory, and the response will come. The response again end user want to make the request, then what will happen now, again it will check the cache memory, again it will return, right? So number of hitting the database calls is reducing or not. If we design like this application, means number of hitting the number of network calls, if we are reducing, then what is that, by default our application performance will increase or not, friends? Come on, see, because compared to our Java application, right, our database engine is working slowly. Like what is that, why, how? Because this is the storage server, right? This is the storage server. Just assume that, like how random access memory is working fastly, and what is that, hard disk is performing slow or not? Come on.
Yes, sir.
If you compare RAM memory, right? RAM memory is working fastly, then what is that, our hard disk,
Yes, sir.
right? Please respond.
Right.
What about other today 1 minute? How many people are there? Okay. Let's see that. Okay, because Manjulata, are you there? Yeah, Manjulata is there, and Sandeep today no.
Yes.
Okay, fine, no issues. Okay. So number of hitting the what is that, number of hits of database, it's a reduce, right? Reduce, that is nothing but what is that, if we are reducing those things, then what we are implementing, कैसे concept, right? कैसे concept, कैसे concept. That कैसे concept is nothing but what is that? Temporary memory, right? That is nothing but what? कैसे. That is nothing but what? कैसे, कैसे. Okay. So fine. So why we are using the कैसे? So this is used to what is that? Reduce. This is used to what? Reduce network call, right? Network calls if we trying to what? Fetch same data, right? Same data multiple times. Multiple times from what? Multiple time from what? Database, right? Multiple times from what is that? Database. Okay. So so just one more things, guys. Okay, in the real time, it's not meaning that every module we are implementing what cache. In every module there is no cache. Okay, so some specific, like frequently, in which area frequently we are working, frequently we are working, right? On those only we are implementing. Like just what is that? This is the keep mandatory things I'm giving, right? Just do not implement what is that? Cache. Do not implement cache for what is that? All module, right? What is that? Select modules which are actually and mostly need, right? Mostly need are used, mostly used. Just let's take what is that? Our Gmail account, right? Gmail, for example. Just I'm giving the example of Gmail only because frequently we are using the Gmail now. Come on. So in the Gmail application, right? Gmail, in the Gmail application, what is that? Just what? Inbox module is there, right? Inbox is there. Multiple modules. Let's, what is that? Sent module is there. Sent module is there. And what is that? Dropped, right?
Inbox and draft.
Drops modules are like multiple modules is there. .etc, right? etc, multiple modules are there. But what is that? In between sent and dropped, frequently the people are using, right? Sometimes the people are using. But what is that? Inbox, every time people just what is that? Checking the mails, right? Checking the mails. Okay, every time the people is checking the mails are inbox module or not, because the mails is coming in inbox only, right?
Right.
So now if like in the inbox model we can implement what? Cache, right? We can implement cache. So let's see that how our cache look like, friends. Okay, let's understand what is that cache look like. Okay, cache look likes and how many operation we are performing, right? And how many cache, our cache supports how many operation. Let's understand. Okay, so now we understood about the cache explanation, what is the use and where we are implementing, right? So now let's deep dive in what is that, to understand our actual cache, how we are implementing Redis cache in our what application. So now everyone is ready for that?
Yes.
Yes, Ravi.
Okay, fine. Now so just here what is that? Here our database is there, here database is there, and this one is what? This one is what? Our server application, right? Server is there. Server is there. Server is there. In this server, what is that? In this server, what? Our application is there. In the server, what is that? Our application is there. Okay. So here what? Here between what is that? We are going to implement what? We are going to implement what? Cache, right? We are going to implement what is that? Cache. Cache, right? Cache. So here what will happen now? Here what will happen now? Here our server is making the request to whom? Request to whom? Our database, right? Our application trying to fetch the record from the database. Then what will happen now? In between what? Just what? Assume that here I said that every module, right? Every module we cannot implement. Just assume that in our project multiple modules is there, right? Employee is there, employee is there. Just let's take students modules are also there, right? Amount models are there, multiple models are there in our project, right? Come on, in one project, it's not meaning that only one module will be there, multiple modules are there, right? So for every module, right, in the cache memory, for every module, what will happen now? One region will generate, right? Just assume that here what? One region will generate, right? Here just assume that student region will generate, and what? And payment region will generate, and what is that? Just what is that? Product region will generate, like that multiple region will generate, right? Come on, like that multiple region will generate. Just what is that? Let's understand about that. What is that? Here employee region, right? emp region, right? Employee region. Inside that employee region, what is that? The data will store as a key and a value format. Yesterday, recall your concept, friends, because based on that one only I'm right. Employee region will generate. Inside that, just assume that here what will happen now? Here what will happen now? Here our server is fetching the record, right? Just assume that one record number 101, right? Record number 101. Then first time what will happen now? Here id will store as what is that? 101. After then what? It will from the region, it will hit the database, right? It will hit the database. From the database, just what is that? Employee record will fetch, right? Employee record will fetch, and this record will come and store inside that what? Inside that what is that? Employee region, right? Employee region. This record will store in the employee region, and what is that? First time it will return to what? Our server machine, right? Come on. Right. First time it will return
in the form of object.
Yeah, in the form of object. The same thing will return to whom? The same thing will return to whom? Our server machine, right? Server machine. So okay, fine now. So okay, this is the for the fetching record, for the fetching record, right? First time. The first time, right? At the time of fetching the record, these things will happen. And the second time onward, what will happen now? If the second time also same query is there, then what will happen now? The record will return from the cache memory. It will not hit the database. It will not hit the database. The record will come from what? Record will come from where, friends? Second time onward, record will come from cache memory, right? Cache memory, not from the database. Not from the database. It will return from the cache memory, right? Cache memory. Okay, fine now. Then okay, second time. Okay, just assume that if the update operation is happening, if update operation is happening, then what will happen now? If update operation, just what is that? But in the object only, something we are updating, then what will happen now? It will hit the